I'm an addict trying to recover from disease of addiction. My name is Joey P. Pretty much my drugs, ADX, alcoholics, Xanax, and everything in between.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Today it's a lot different. You know, I'd like to thank Phil, for asking me to speak, the home group. You know, it's an honor to do anything for Narcotics Anonymous, man, whether I'm sharing a methadone clinic and everybody nodding out, or whether we're a men's conference where I'm surrounded by my peers, and you asked me to share, being a man. I never was a man. Nobody called me a man. I was a junkie. I was a punk. I didn't know how to treat women. I didn't know how to treat my parents, man. Like, I can remember that. Like, such a good topic, underestimating disease, man. And like I said, I brought my book because I always bring my book. My sponsor said, bring my book. I want what he has, so I want to do what he does. Simple as that, man. I'm an addict. I share and I tell you how the literature applies to my life, man, because that's how I was taught. I was taught this is God's love letter to an addict is the literature. So I want what my sponsor has, and I want what you guys have. And I look at you guys and my peers and my predecessors, so I'm going to do what you do. So I'm going to read literature and apply it to my life, and I'm going to share how I apply it to my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sponsorship family. We work steps, traditions. I remember, I remember in the beginning, man, underestimating disease. I remember, our literature tells me, when we were using, reality became so painful that oblivion was preferable. I remember that. I remember walking down the streets. We tried to keep people from knowing about our pain. We lived in prisons that we built through loneliness. I remember that's what I did. Through this desperation, we found Narcotics Anonymous. I remember stuff like that. In the preface of how it works, it says that. And I remember walking, and I didn't know anything about the disease of addiction. You know what I mean? I didn't know anything. I didn't remember that through the fire sales, through selling my kids, my kids' presents, selling my TV for the third time to the pawn store guy just coming back like I'm bringing it back again, man. You know what I mean? I remember those days, not showering from 90 to 2000. You know what I mean? Surviving on Milky Way and banana milk. That's what I did. You know what I mean? I remember that, coming back, and I'm thinking I got it going on. I had a super mullet. I didn't shower for 10 years, like I said, man. My cleanest pair of jeans were in the dirty clothes pile. You know what I mean? I remember that stuff. And I share that stuff because the third tradition talks about, if new members feel they belong, there's something to identify. So I'm going to identify with you guys. Whether you're new, old, whatever, man. Someone identified to me. This is a disease of separation, disease of isolation. This is what I feel. You know what I mean, Larry? That was my life. They were man, we just bought this TV last week. You bought it back, and now, you know what I mean? My clean date is 6/1/13, man. You ain't impressed with that? I am, man. Walmart is. The town of Charleroi, the Commonwealth of PA. My parents, man. I ain't one of them to say, just because you woke up early than me, you have... No, man, my clean time means everything to me. Means everything. Because I remember when I couldn't get a minute. I remember when I couldn't get a cigarette, Fred. I couldn't get a cigarette because the last penny had to go to the dope man. And I wasn't getting short. And I didn't even see, talk about underestimating disease. I didn't even see that stuff. When disease was just full steam, man. We worry about not picking up the first one. Try not picking up the second one. You know what I mean? I remember that stuff. I remember, I remember keeping my mom hostage. Not even seeing what the disease was doing to me. Keeping my mom hostage, and I was a terrorist in my own home. You know what I mean? The VCR was chained down in the middle of the floor, man, just chained down. You know what I mean? Disease is just telling me, it's you better get that, man. You don't want to be sick. You better get that. So I go and sell it, man, and right when I sell it, the second I sell it, man, they're going to know it's gone. They're going to know it's gone. That's what I remember, man. Reality is so painful that oblivion was preferable. Animalistic level, all those things it talks about. So I get clean. After some failed attempts, man, I get clean. And I listen to some people. My problem today, man, I tell you, when I don't shoot dope, I don't smoke crack. But I'll shoot some resentments. You know what I'm saying? I drink a fifth of anger. You know what I mean? That's where I struggle today. I don't have a dope problem until I pick it up. And I'll pick it up, man. That second line of the 10-step tells me I'm going to pick it up. It's going to bang me in the corner. I can't come out clean. Where am I struggle today? I was sharing the other day, man, in a meeting, and I was telling him, where am I struggle? I almost got killed by a tractor trailer, last weekend, man. And I'll get into that. Like, talk about underestimate where my disease goes, where my mind goes, where those whispers come. Like, you know you need to do that, man. You good. You know, where I struggle today, where am I shooting today, man? Resentments, man. Like, me and my girl, we work hard. I just got married. We got married the day after World on Clearwater Beach, man. Like, thank God, thank the program Narcotics Anonymous. Like, that wasn't any of my doing. You know what I mean? I couldn't get into a successful relationship like it talks about, like our Living Clean book. I love the Journey Continues book, man. I love our literature. I love it. I ain't one of those that ain't. I love the literature. I bring that book, man. You know what I mean? It talks about, like, I learn in here. It says, talks about what is NA program. Our message of recovery is based on our experience. And I like that. I need to hear you guys. I need to hear how you have a successful relationship. I need to hear how commitment, compromise, and communication make a successful relationship. Not one man with 1,000 women. You know what I mean? One man with my woman, 1,000, different times. Like, I had to learn how to be a man in here. Like, I had to learn stuff like that. It says our message of recovery is based on experience. We exhausted ourselves by trying to use successfully. Trying to date successfully. You know, trying to work at a job successfully. Like, I got to apply this stuff to everything in my life. That's where I struggle today. And wonder what was wrong with us. I wonder what was wrong with us. I'm talking about underestimated disease. Like, what's wrong with me? Like, I can't have a successful relationship when I got a POF count on the side. I got like a side door woman. You know what I mean? I'm wondering why. But baby, why can't I have a woman? You know, why can't I have a right relationship? Well, I ain't committed. I ain't compromising. And it sure ain't communicating, telling her the truth. And I wonder why I'm single. Because I got to be a player. I never know pimp, player, hustler. Don't get it twisted, man. I was a punk. You guys, like men's conferences, some men taught me how to be men in these rooms. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth. I'm being honest. Like, I got to share dirty to live clean, right, Daryl? I got to share dirt. You guys taught me that. I didn't know that. I'd be like, I'm good, man. I got this. I'm good. I'm good, man. I'll show you. I'll work steps 1, 3, and 6, 7. You know what I mean? I came in here. I didn't want to get clean, man. It says, if you want what we had to offer. I didn't want what you had to offer. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. Like, I want to learn how to date successfully. I want to learn how to smoke crack like I never do it. Like, I want to learn to smoke crack on 4 to 6 on Wednesdays. I want to shoot dope every other weekend. But when I found myself, that stuff just didn't happen. Like, I found myself throwing the syringe next door in this, like, safari. They didn't even grow their grass. It's like you couldn't find nothing. And I'd be like, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. Next morning, I'm digging through, like, safari trying to find this syringe. You know what I mean? That I'm going to stick my arm with. Talk about underestimating disease. And disease telling me, like, you got this, man. You got this. You got this. You know what I mean? Disease telling me, like, when I go to Walmart for shampoo and end out with a big-ass screen TV. You know what I mean? Every time I go in there, I go with a buggy. You know what I mean? Like, that's the truth. That's where I struggle. Underestimating disease. Like, it comes at me, man. It comes at me. Like, my disease is shooting a fifth to Amazon. Woo! eBay. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I struggle today. When I apply these principles, like, in my life, like, you know, it works. It talks about it, man. You know, I had to apply this, and I ain't saying I know the game, but this book it tells me how to play the game. I mean, as simple as that. When I get with the loving God, man, I let God intervene in my life, and I'm sorry, I just said the G word. Oh, you know what I mean? Whether it's a good old dependability, gift of desperation, grow up or die, get off the drugs, whatever you want to call it, that feeling in your gut, like that's what helped me in these rooms. You know what I mean? Like, I came in here a cynic. I came in here like an equal opportunity racist. I hate all y'all because I didn't like myself. You know what I mean? I came from a family of presence to God. I come in here, disease tells me I got this. I don't need God. I'm good. I've always been doing it good, right? Always been. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. They're crazy. That's what it tells me. That's where I was just listening to what's happening. This has happened the other weekend. So I travel a lot for NA. I love traveling to conventions and everything. That's where I could live at a damn convention. You know what I mean? That's what and like my wife's involved. We all involved. I love NA. So I'm traveling on I-70 and I'm in my Cherokee. I just bought the dang Cherokee. I just bought a trailer. And I'm going there in the left lane. This tractor trailer comes in. I know I'm getting hit. He's going to nail me. I see my life flash for me. This is just 2 weeks ago before this West Virginia convention. And so it's about to hit me, and I'm in the left lane, and the next thing I know, I've seen it, and it just, boom, it hits me. And luckily I wasn't texting, I was paying attention, or I'd have died. You know, and it hits me, and it bangs me up and everything, and I'm still able to drive, and I'm like, okay, he's probably going to pull over. You almost killed me. So I pull next to his window, and I'm like, dude, he just, woo, just flips me off. And I'm like, oh, heck no. Now, you talk about underestimating disease, right? Like, disease is like, you got this, you better get this guy. So I'm chasing him, like, straight out of Fast and the Furious, man. Like, I get behind him, man, and like, disease is like, you got this, you got it. No. Like my God intervenes me, like when I apply, like, the third step, 11th step, all that principles that you guys taught me how to be a man. A man isn't someone just, no. A man is someone who's going to do the right thing. You know, thank God for the police. I called the state police. They came, followed him and everything. 50 miles later, man, like, they handled it. I used to say, F the police. Today I'm playing for the police.
All right.
You guys taught me that. Like, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't come in here knowing all that. I still don't know much, but I know if I just step back, man, you know, and just realize, like, this is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And this is more insidious than I ever realized, man. And it all turned out right, man. You know, I got my deductible. That guy, like, you know what I mean? You know, he's going to pay, but not by the hands of me. I went to jail. Like, some things like that, man. Like, you know, little things, that's what hems me up today. Like, that's what I shoot today. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be the best at my work, at my job. If I just open the book tells me more of a real, you know, about that ongoing consciousness. It talks about we don't need to feel superior or inferior to anyone. Our real value is being ourselves. I forget that stuff. You talk about underestimating disease? Woo! Man, like, disease wants to tell me, like, you got to do whatever you got to do at work, man. You got to be the best. You got to prostitute your morals, your beliefs. You got to be the best, don't you know? But if I open more, be revealed, like, and I apply the literature and the principles of this program to my life, it talks about it, man. Quit easing God out. That's hard sometimes. That's hard sometimes, man. And, like, that's where I struggle. Like, you know, like, that's what this topic means to me. You know, I love topics. You know, like, I enjoy sharing on topic, man. You give me a topic, I love that. You know, that's some of the things where I struggle, man. Like, you know, I just got married, and I love my wife, and we do good. Like, we apply all these principles. Like, we try to show. You know, she has a daughter. And I have a 13-year-old, she has a 10-year-old, I have a 7-year-old brother, which I pretty much raised, you know. And, you know, he comes to me, he always wants to come to me. He's pissed off this morning, I didn't take him to the meeting. I was like, dude, I can't take you to this meeting. You know what I mean? He just wants to be, because he looks to me. He looks to me, it's like, he looks to me as a man? What? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even show up for nothing. That's what the program gives me, man. And like, I'm in these family therapy, you know, because we had a lot of kids that were a lot of collateral damage through this disease, you know what I mean? And we're trying to help them. And I'm trying to be an example, because, like, I know that her daughter, you know what I mean? I call her my daughter, because I don't got a stepdaughter, I don't got a stepgod.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm trying to show my daughter, like, because I know what's going to happen. I try to lead by example. The 12th step talks to me about that, man. I ain't going to just dictate her and tell her we're guided through unity and love, not dictatorship, not uniformity. So I apply that principle. Talk about underestimating disease, man. Disease wants to tell me I need to do and tell her, like, to do it how I think. No. I want to lead by example, because she's going to seek out a man the way I treat her mom. And that's some of the things, like, I've been at lately. We've been going through therapy, like family therapy, because, like, I care. You taught me 90% is showing up, 10% is paying attention. Like, that's what I do. I show up. I try. Sometimes I suck at it, but, like, I still try. You know, and we've been going through that, and that's been going on. Like, Ryan said, talk about school. I'm in my last semester too, man. What? Never even showed up for school. I'm graduating. It's like, it blows my mind. My life's really stressful right now. We're traveling a lot. We're doing a lot, but it's all worth it in the end. Because you guys taught me how to be a man. And if I underestimate disease, I find myself back in the corner. I can't come out clean, Phil. And I don't want that today. You know what I mean? And that's where I go. That's where I go, man. Like, trust me, like, I've been, like, years without, I haven't drank caffeine in like 4 or 5 years. I haven't drank, like, I did everything in this process. You guys taught me to apply steps. I haven't had a cigarette, any kind of nicotine, vape, nothing. 4.5 years, man. Like, I eat shit. I lost 100 pounds in this. Yeah, trust me, man. Like, sometimes I smoke. You talk about different things. I smoke resentments. I smoke sometimes Burger King Whoppers. I smoke, like, some Taco Bell, man. I find myself when I gain like 100 pounds, man. You know what I mean? You talk about like what I struggle with, underestimated disease, they'll kill me in that way there. Found myself like eating a cheeseburger like I'm just shooting a big syringe, man. Like I'm going to get a bundle of cheeseburgers, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it right, like that's where I go. And I found myself sitting in the corner, disease of isolation, disease of separation, just in my room, just watching TV with like McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, all these damn foods, and just hating myself, just hating because that's where I'm escaping. Like I had to battle through that, man. Like that's what I shot for a while. That's why I got high. Walking around with a black key tag. But hey, thank you so much for letting me share. I love all you guys. Thank you, Phil.